Okay, so hey there guys, so today's video is going to be another Makeup and Chill Fridays. Okay, how many things are gonna go wrong? Okay, so hey there guys, so today's video is going to be another Makeup and Chill Friday, so I'm just gonna sit down and get ready with you guys. So I'm just going to prime my eyes with my Smashbox eye primer. So I'm currently just killing time, getting ready for my boyfriend to pick me up at some point. I still haven't heard from him today, but usually that's the case when I do these videos, so sometimes he takes a little while to text me for the day. So yeah, I haven't really filmed this week, since I filmed my favorites video on Sunday night, so I haven't really filmed. I haven't really had time to film because I either go to class on Mondays and Wednesdays, or I have work on Thursdays, and I actually had to work yesterday morning, so that's why I didn't film yesterday, and also because I don't really have like too many things to film right now. Plus I have still a couple of pre-recorded videos to post. I do have my first impressions video on the Milani palette to post still, but you guys will see that before this video's up. So for today's eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Colourpop Sweet Talk palette. I actually haven't used this in a Makeup and Chill Fridays yet, but I've been using this a ton this week, and I just really wanted to use it on camera again. I did use it in my collab video with Chip, so I am going to be using it today on camera. And I'm just going to be doing a pretty simple look with this, not too crazy. So I'm just going to take this shade called Catch Me first as my transition shade. This shade might look a little bit light for a transition, but honestly, it's a lot more peachy tone than it actually looks in the pan. And I found that out after I had used it a couple of times on my brow bone. It's not necessarily a brow bone highlight because it has too much peach in it. And I was trying to figure out why my brow bone was looking so peachy tone. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But then I found out that it was this eyeshadow. Oh my gosh, I need to move this already. So I don't necessarily use that. Oh, I got some glitter from the side to side shade on my brush, because I accidentally dipped into that one first. But yeah. So I've been loving this palette. I've been using it almost every day since I've gotten it. I finally forced myself to use a different palette yesterday for work, and I used the Beauty Bakery palette. But I've mostly been using this palette. Alright, I think that's enough for the transition. I don't know why I keep on piling it on. I don't really need too much. And then for my crease shade, I'm going to go into the shade Work It right here. This is a really pretty, like, mustardy color, and I love these kind of colors for the spring. It's just more fun than using, like, a basic brown, and it's just been so pretty in the crease lately. Been loving that shade. But I feel like this palette it's like really pretty for like simple looks, and I actually haven't done a simple look with this palette yet. I've been using like a lot of the glitters and stuff, but today I want to just keep it, you know, a pretty easy look. And I feel like you can just amp it up so much though, because there's so many glitters in the palette, and it's just like such a pretty palette. Okay, so those actually went on really nicely. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of my brush cleaner to clean this one off really quick, and then we'll dip into another shade for the crease. So when I did use this palette for the first time, oh my god, this necklace drives me nuts sometimes. I didn't keep on the shirt that I wore. I'll tell you guys what shade I use in a minute. I'm dipping into in case you missed it. It's a really pretty like reddish type of shade, and I really like using it as my crease shade. I actually forgot I wanted to use the browner shade today. I might use both. But this shade is just so pretty. It like warms up the look so much, and I love it. I don't end up dipping into the browns too much in this palette because I really like using these warmer tone shades. They're just so pretty for the crease. And I'm just going to go back into that yellow shade one more time before we do my lid because I feel like we kind of lost some of that color. I feel like these colors are so pigmented that it's kind of hard to build them up because the next shade that you go in with is just going to be so pigmented that it like kind of covers up the next shade. So just keep that in mind. But, you know, I still love this palette. It's so pretty. I'm just going to use that one more time. And I think that brought the yellow back a lot more when I went in with it again. So I really like that. So this look isn't too neutral. It's like a warm toned yellowish kind of color crease. So when I use this, I'm just going to put on my glitter primer while I'm talking. I'm probably not going to go in with an outer corner highlight. I'm pretty much only using like 4 shades from this palette because the other shades I'm going to be using are going to just be Colourpop single shadows, so I'm not really using too many colors. I might put on an outer corner shade. We'll see. Just to use like one more color. But I am going to smudge a couple colors underneath my eyes today. I feel like doing that today, so. But anyway, I feel like I need a little bit more where my lid is. I love how I start a story like 50 million times and I don't actually say it for another like 10 years, but so after I had filmed that video, I didn't keep on the shirt that I was wearing. I changed into this shirt, and now this is, oh my god, I almost knocked this over again. I just knocked this over like 5 minutes ago, and I literally just almost knocked it out of my hand again. And I'll tell you guys that in a minute, but I put this shirt on after I filmed that video and wore like that really rose gold eye that I had worn in that video, and I feel like this eye is a little bit bold for this shirt as well. I mean, this one isn't as crazy, but I just wore that shirt out after I filmed that video. I feel like I need more glitter glue still. And it looks so pretty. And also because I hadn't worn this shirt yet until that day. So now I'm wearing it again like all day because I've only worn this shirt once and it's so comfortable. Okay, so now for the lid shade, I'm going to go in with the shade Melody, and this is a really beautiful gold shade. And I feel like this is one of the only shades that's like more toned down. For the lid, I feel like there's so many like glittery shades in this palette that there's only like 2 shades that you can wear like every day, which I kind of like because then it's not like too overwhelming with lid options. But this shade is so beautiful. This is only the second time I'm wearing it all over my lid, and it's so pretty. But yeah, I really have just been trying to utilize the newer palettes that I have. And honestly, I'm not like too overwhelmed right now, which is kind of crazy, even though I've been adding like more eyeshadow to my collection recently. I feel like I've just been testing out my palettes really thoroughly, that it's not like overwhelming. Alright, I'm going to text him in a little bit if he doesn't text me in the next like 20 minutes. I'm kind of getting annoyed now. He was supposed to be here in like an hour, and I still haven't heard from him yet. But this shade is so pretty. It's like this beautiful like yellowish bronzy gold. It's so pretty. I just love it all over the lid. This is probably the last time I'm going to use this palette for a little while because I have tested it out pretty thoroughly and I want to use like my other palettes this weekend, but I just really wanted to use this in a Makeup and Chill Fridays for you guys. I I don't know if I'm going to add anything to outer corners. I really like how this look looks like just like this. It's really simple and just literally like 3 or 4 eyeshadows, but I think it's really pretty. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And then for the brow bone, I'm going to take just Colourpop's Hear Me Out. And I did actually recently hit pan on it. There's like a little baby pan. So I just wanted to show that. I'm so happy about that. So I've been working on hitting pan on this eyeshadow for such a long time. I swear, you guys, Colourpop is so worth it for the single shadows. Even their regular palettes, you get so much product. It's nuts. Like, I've had these single shadows probably, I don't know if it's been 2 years or just maybe like a year and a half. Did I purchase them last April? Maybe it was last April. I don't think I've had them for 2 years. Maybe fall of 2017, maybe? So I remember last January I got the Dream Street palette. So maybe I got them like before that. Oh, I probably did get them before that. I think like summer of 2017. That's how long it took me to hit pan on that damn eyeshadow. Like, they do not play with how much product that you get. Like, they're so tightly compacted. But yeah, I'm really excited to finally hit pan on that shade. So now I have pan in 4 Colourpop eyeshadows. I'm currently working on Let Me Explain to hit pan on. And then I probably won't hit pan on any of these other ones for a long time. I'm going to try and hit pan on Cloud 9 at some point, and then hopefully one of the other shimmer shades, because once I hit pan on Let Me Explain, I might start using the other shimmer shades for my inner corners. It's just like that one's my main goal to hit pan on. For my inner corner, it's like my favorite inner corner highlight. But the reason why I used Hear Me Out on my brow bone, what I was saying before, is that Catch Me shade that I used in my crease as my transition is too peach for my brow bone. Like, I'm so fair that it's like not, I thought it was going to be a lot more neutral, and I thought it wouldn't be as peach. But when I swatch it, it has a really strong peach undertone. Like, it's not completely white. I mean, I guess now it's not like that peach, but in person, like, do you see it kind of like, it's kind of very similar to Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie. That's what I would say it's compared to, and I never use that color on my brow bone, so I was like, why is my brow bone so peach every time I use this palette? And I was like, oh, because it's the damn brow bone highlight I'm using. So, but it works great as a transition shade. I just thought, because, you know, you would think that this was a brow bone highlight, you would think that was their main purpose of putting this in the palette, but I just think it's a great transition shade. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the palette for now. Now I'm just going to start working on the face. I just want to go grab my beauty sponge and my primer and stuff, so I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm going to do the rest of my face. I'm just going to spray my face with my NYX, oh my gosh, with my NYX primer spray. Really barely need any of it because it's such a good sprayer. And then for my primer, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. I really love this primer, you guys, and I haven't used it in a little while. I mean, I do use it occasionally the past week or two, but this is like my favorite like primer to use in like more the springtime and summer. So I'm probably going to be using it a ton this spring and summer because I love how it makes my skin look. It's just so good. So I went to go see Dumbo a couple of days ago with my friend, and honestly, it was pretty disappointing. I mean, it didn't get good reviews anyway. I was just checking to see if anybody was here. Before I talk to you guys about it, I'm just going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Buildable Luminous Foundation in the shade N1. I haven't used this in a little while, and I was like kind of thinking about which light coverage foundation I wanted to go in with today. I mean, typically for these kind of days, I would just use concealer if I didn't film as often as I did on Fridays, but since I always film usually, I like using a lightweight foundation, so I just really gotta dip the product sometimes, or it barely gets anything on my beauty blender. Like, you really gotta soak it in there sometimes. Okay, that's good. Like, I really have to press it hard sometimes, or you barely see anything. But it really is beautiful. That's why I feel like I always need concealer with this. I feel like there's really no product getting on the sponge. Alright, maybe that's... Because what you're supposed to do with this is dab it in and then apply it to your face. I never used the little applicator that they gave. You know what? Maybe I should try that. It's not like applying any product. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm like really digging hard in this thing, and I just feel like it never adds like enough for me anymore. Just feel like it doesn't get on the sponge enough, but it's so pretty when you actually put it on. It's just so lightweight and skin-like. That's why I really like using it for like really light makeup days. I just feel like I really gotta dig my brush in here. Sorry, I'm a little bit hungry if you hear my stomach. But yeah, so I saw the movie and I just realized this today, and I feel like so dumb that I didn't realize this before. But for anyone that saw the movie, did you guys realize that they cut out the mouse that was in the animated version? Like, all of his speaking lines completely? Like, I understand. Like, I texted my friend that I saw the movie with, and she's like, they weren't going to keep any voices from the original film in the movie. I'm like, why? They did that for Jungle Book. They didn't cut out any key characters in Jungle Book. Like, Mowgli obviously spoke to, the panther and the tiger and whatever. I'm like, why wouldn't, one of the main characters in Dumbo not have any speaking lines? And basically the only part he was in was like in the cage at one point when the kids first meet Dumbo to teach him how to fly. And that's about it. They like first discover that he can fly. So basically the kids teach him how to fly, not anything else. And I was just like, what is that? Like, why is it... Like, I just realized this today. I was like, I could have sworn there was more speaking animals in the movie. And then I just saw, like, I just realized that the, okay, that looks really good, actually. It actually did cover pretty well. Alright, I hope it actually applied some products, because, I mean, as I'm looking in my mirror and everything, it looks good, so. Sorry, I just wanted to pause it to see if it actually made a difference. But I really don't need that much anyway. So anyway, I'm just going to put this away now. And whatever coverage it didn't add, I can just... Am I putting this in wrong? Like, what am I doing? Oh my god. I need to put this in first. But yeah, I just realized that and then put this on top. And I was like, why didn't I realize this before when I was seeing the movie? Like, I'm just using my Wet n Wild concealer today. Again, I've been testing out a lot of like new foundations and concealers that I wanted to go back to. You know, just lighter coverage ones. Because like, the new concealers I've gotten, they're not really like light coverage concealers. They're very full coverage. So, I think this one might be used up finally. Oh, no, it's still kicking. Still some product in there. But yeah, whatever the foundation didn't cover, obviously I just used this to cover a little bit more. So, yeah, anyway, I was just like, what is that? I was like, I can't believe I didn't realize that when I went to see the movie. I'm like, why would they cut out such an important character? Like, I understand they added, like, human speaking because they don't really have humans speaking in the animated version. So I was just like, okay, but I was just like, I just realized that like an hour ago. I was like, they didn't have the talking mouse in the movie. I was like, what's going on with that? Alright, I'm hoping this is enough concealer underneath my eyes. I feel like I have to add a little bit more, but it looks so good. Concealer's so good. I know this eyeshadow is so basic, but I really like how it turned out. But the movie was just so boring. Like, I honestly didn't care about any of the human characters. The only person or thing that I cared about was Dumbo because he was so cute, and I guess that was the main reason why you see the movie because the logo was called Dumbo, but it just wasn't that good. Like, it didn't get very good reviews. Honestly, I felt like it was kind of the most boring Tim Burton movie I've ever seen. Like, it wasn't bizarre like he makes his movies. Like, I feel like it was just way too Disney-fied. And I understand it was a Disney movie. Like, obviously, it's a Disney movie. Like, he made it for Disney. But I just feel like it just wasn't that good. And, like, so many more of them are coming out. Like, the live action movies, like, I feel like Aladdin is definitely going to be better. I feel like that's probably going to be the best out of the three. I had my doubts, but it does look pretty good. I mean, it looks hella cheesy, but I am excited to see it because Aladdin's like one of my top favorite Disney movies. But I would like to know, which one are you curious to see, if you guys are even interested and if you guys are going to see them. Let me know. I'd love to know. So I'm going to use the Thrive Cosmetics powder to set my under eyes. I'm back on this powder. It just looks so gorgeous underneath the eyes. And I just really like how it looks. And I just set directly under my eyes now and a little bit down my nose because what I've been doing with my highlight is that I haven't been setting that area with powder, and it really, really helps the highlight, I think that looks good. It really helps the highlight look really shiny, and I finally figured out, like, why my highlight wasn't looking that great when I would apply it. I'm just like, what's going on? So I really like this powder for setting underneath my eyes, though. Okay, now let's go back to the Sweet Talk palette, and we're just going to take a couple of shades and smudge them on the lower lash line. So for that, I'm going to take this shade and this shade called, so in case you missed it, and West Side, I'm going to take those two and just lightly smudge those underneath the eyes. Just to use like one more color from the palette. Damn, that West Side shade is a little bit dark, but it's alright. It'll look pretty. Take a little bit more. So, yeah, I mean, and I really want to get my nails done again at some point because this color has lasted so long on my nails. Like, I know it's a gel manicure, but I've had this nail color on my nails for almost 2 weeks and it hasn't chipped once. So I'm just like, this is why I need to get gel like every time I get a manicure now. Even though, yes, regular nail polish is a lot cheaper. I'm just really excited to do my nails, and I really want to do like a corally color, like literally like this meadow shade, that matte shade, that peach one. I want to do a color like that on my nails. Like, I'm so obsessed with coral right now. And I just feel like that color is going to be a really big color for spring, along with like a corally red color. Because we're getting like a ton of colors like that in Lucky right now. But I haven't went too crazy with buying stuff there. I got this sweater. I got like this hoodie that I'm like obsessed with. I wore it yesterday to work and it was so cute. I love it. It's like this embroidered hoodie. I'm probably going to do a clothing haul soon of everything that I got the past like couple of months from Lucky. Or I might just film another clothing collection. But the last haul that I filmed, like I didn't bother filming it in a collection video because it's kind of like a lot of work to film those clothing collection videos. So I just filmed a haul and showed you guys everything there. Alright, so that is it for the lower lash line. Okay, and that is it for this palette. I don't think I need to clean up the crease at all. It didn't really transfer to the crease. It looks really pretty, actually. I'm really feeling this, like, yellowy gold eye. And then for the waterline, I'm just going to take the MAC Cosmetics Technical Liner in the shade Risque, and I'm going to line my waterline with that. Because I want to show you guys my mascara on camera. So I'm just going to do this super quick. Oh, I love this concealer. It's so good. So I didn't tell you guys about when I went out with Josh for his birthday. I'm just going to take my trusty Let Me Explain and put that on my inner corners as I'm talking from Colourpop. So we did go out to dinner, and I took him out to a really nice Italian place. It's like one of his favorites. So I took him there for dinner, and it was pretty expensive, but we didn't have like the best birthday for him like the year before that. It kind of sucked. So I really wanted to make up for it and just take him somewhere really nice. Let me just see. No, not gonna hit pan yet, but just this eyeshadow is so intense that it's like kind of difficult to hit pan on it because it's just so beautiful. You don't really need too much of it to be blinding. It's literally my favorite. I love it so much. I can never get tired of this. It's just so beautiful. I'm kind of struggling on what highlight I want to use today too. I'm not sure if I'm going to use a Colourpop one or a NARS one. I wanted to use Fort de France, but since I use that in every single video, I didn't want to use that again. So for my mascara, before I go into more stories, because I always take forever. Oh, okay, my boyfriend finally texted me. Thank God I was in the process of filming because he said I'm about to get ready to leave. Alright, so for my mascara, before I tell this story, I did just actually pick this up. I've been hearing such good things about this. I only picked this up in one other thing, because I'm on a no-buy right now, but I did return something to CVS, and I did have a ton of extra bucks, so I wanted to pick this up. So this is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara, and I've been hearing really good things about this mascara. They're saying it's like a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I mean, they said that about the L'Oreal Paris, Lash Paradise mascara, which I haven't had that in my collection in a while, and I love that mascara. But I really wanted to try this one, and I've actually been really enjoying it. I've been using it for the past couple of days, and I really like it. So we went out to dinner for his birthday, and then we just got him like a bottle of vodka, and then we went back to his house. And then we just chilled and watched some shows and stuff, and it was really nice. We were out to dinner for like an hour and a half. I went over his house around like 5:30. We got to dinner at like 6, and it was nice. Because I didn't realize the last time I actually filmed a Makeup and Chill Fridays, that was like already 2 weeks ago, so I didn't really talk about it. And by the time I put this up, it'll be like 3 weeks from his birthday, but yeah, whatever. So we went out to dinner on his actual birthday, and then on that Friday, we went out with his friends. I just want to make sure I get this on the inner part so I don't poke my eyes out. See, it's so good. Like, it really gives you so much length, and it makes them, like, it just, like, coats every lash and makes it so lengthening, but it curls really nicely, so I've been really liking it. This is the only mascara I've been using for the past, like, couple of days, and I really like it. It's just really easy to use. Alright, so since I have my bronzing powder, like, basically right in front of me, and I just need to set my face. So I went out with his friends on Friday, and I'm just going to take my Giorgio Armani powder. I'm really trying to use this guy up, so that's why it looks crazy right now, and I just really have been trying to use it up. It's probably going to get broken up like crazy because, yeah, I've just really been trying to use it up so then I can focus on using up my Charlotte Tilbury. But this one and the Charlotte Tilbury are pretty much the only two I've been using lately because sometimes I can't resist using the Charlotte Tilbury because I love it so much. But this one I really love using as well when I remember to use it. But that just like broke it all up. So yeah. So that's it for that. Do I have to do anything else before I do my face? So now I'm just going to bronze up my skin. And I'm just going to take my Marc Jacobs one because it's literally right in front of me. And I actually just dropped it right before I filmed this video. And kind of like this half fell out. And honestly, there was no point of trying to save it because it did fall on the floor. And I'm just like, it did fall on carpet though. But I'm just like, it's not really sanitary for me to keep it. So I'm just going to take this guy and I'm going to bronze up my face. This is the Instamark Dreamer Filter by Marc Jacobs. I think you guys know how much I love this powder. But this is like a contour, like look how good that looks. It takes like 2 seconds to apply. And it's so good. It's so good. But I really want to try and focus on using this up now since I pretty much broke it. So if I use this up, I'll be so happy this year that I've used up like an entire powder, because the last entire powder that I actually used up was the Hourglass Ethereal Light. So I haven't really ever used up a bronzing powder or a bronzer like fully, so if I use this one up fully, it'll make me so happy. Cause I'm pretty close. Like I only have to use it more consistently the next month or two and I'll probably use it up. Alright, so that's it for, I just want to put a little bit more on my forehead. You can never go overboard with this. It's just so good. Okay. Now I just need to grab my blush and my highlights. My skin looks really good, actually. I really like how this foundation looks. It's just really light and easy to wear. But let me tell my story as I'm grabbing my blush and highlight. So I'm just going to move you guys over here as I'm digging through my drawer, but I just want to tell this story. So we went to Miller's and then we went to bowling. I don't know what I'm going to use for blush today. You know, I just really want to be basic and use what I really want to use. What am I going to use for blush? I think I'm going to take this guy today. And then I think I'm just going to use a really basic blush because that's just how I am sometimes. Really, really basic. Alright, so I don't have my other setting spray in my room, so I'm just going to take this one. And I'm also going to get my brows as well. And then also my lip color. Of course, I'm not saying anything about the story. I'm just like, this is what I'm grabbing. So, yeah. Okay, I'm here. So, and I told him like a week in advance that we were going to go and do something with your friends. And he was like, okay, like, he like hates going out, but I'm just like, we got to see your friends at least for your birthday. So we went to Miller's and then we went to, I'm going to take Colourpop's Double Play blush in the shade, what is it called again? I use this so much, I never remember the name. Getting Handsy. Very, very risque. So I'm going to use that guy. I mean, I love this blush, so. And I've been reaching it for it so much lately. I feel like I just used this yesterday, did I? I might have. And I'm just using it again because I'm just so boring with blush sometimes, but I don't know. This is what I wanted to use today. I just wanted to use a lot of Colourpop again. And we went to Miller's around like 7. I picked him up and we went there and we were there for like 2 hours and then we went bowling and it was really fun. So that's what we did for his birthday. And then for my highlight, I was going to use NARS today, but I think I want to use Colourpop today. So I'm going to go in with Colourpop's Super Shock Cheek in the shade On the Cusp. I haven't used this in a little while, and I kind of really want to see how it looks today with like not setting it and everything like that. I've just been feeling my highlight like that lately, like so much. So I'm going to take this guy, and I'm really going to coat my brush with it. And then I'm going to highlight with that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Oh my god. I've really been trying to use like old and new highlighters lately. And I've just really been trying to dig in my collection and use like old and new. I've been using my newer highlights a lot too, so you know, you just gotta show some love to everything. Holy crap, that looks so pretty. I do want a little bit of gold though, because this one is kind of white. And I kind of wanted to keep it a really gold highlight, but then of course I didn't really go for gold ones today. Kind of went with other ones. And now I'm going to take a little bit of my finger and I'm going to just put that right here because I like using my finger with these like Super Shock highlighters. Oh my god, that's so frigging stunning. I was going to put something over it, but I don't know if I'm just going to keep it like that because it's just so pretty. I'm just going to take a little bit just to set it down a little bit more. I think I'm going to spray my face first though. I'm going to take the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray in the Dewy Finish just to keep everything fresh and dewy. Not too much. This shit dries so quickly though. And then I'm just going to take my brow spoolie and just brush through my brows real quick. I don't know how my hair got so messy. I can just fix that really quick with my beauty sponge. Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys saw that whole, like, thing with Beauty Blender that happened lately where, like, they were posting, like, a lot of things about, like, certain companies, like, copying their homework about sponges and stuff. And they also, like, there was a highlighted comment on their Twitter about, like, one person had said to them, I basically feel like a lot of people refer to a beauty sponge as a beauty blender now because it's like saying if you need a tissue, it's like, can I have a Kleenex? Or if you, like, need something copied, you just say, can you Xerox this? It's like the company that basically started it first, or the company that, you know, is the most famous, like, kind of gets generalized when it's like, I used to call tissues Kleenex all the time because I would always use a Kleenex because that's what my mom would always buy. So it's kind of the same thing with like a beauty sponge. So as I'm talking about this, I'm going to take a little bit of this, what is this called again? Patted Down highlighter in the Colourpop palette. And I'm going to put that over this. It's probably going to be really intense, but it's just so pretty. I'm like, let me go with like a really subtle highlighter today because, but you guys know, like, I can never be subtle with my highlight. And I really love these two together. I'm just like, why the fuck not, you know? Yeah. So freaking pretty. What I really wanted last week was some ramen. And there was like this place that's supposed to be closer to me, but it's like all the way in Huntington Village, so I don't think we're gonna get that today. So I don't really know what we're gonna eat today when he picks me up, but at least I know he's getting ready now. But anyway, so they said that I'm just gonna apply some bottom lash mascara, just the Wet n Wild, while I'm talking. Um, so I was like, yeah, like a lot of people make that mistake with Beauty Blender or whatever makeup sponge that they're using. They end up calling it a beauty blender, and I've done that for a long time as well. And I haven't used a beauty blender or purchased a beauty blender in such a long time, probably like 2 years, because they're so expensive to replace. And I kind of get like why beauty blender is a bit like bitter about it, but it's like if you're gonna be bitter about it, why don't you just lower your prices a little bit? Like then maybe people would be interested in buying the beauty blender again because people were kind of getting tired of paying $20 every time to replace a beauty sponge. Like, I know like some makeup brushes are that expensive, but like at least you don't have to go and replace it like every few months. Like, makeup brushes last a really long time unless they're like shittily made, but what Beauty Blender doesn't understand is that their products are too expensive now. So like, I use the L'Oreal Infallible sponge, and that's, like, my favorite. I don't even use the Real Technique sponge anymore because I prefer the L'Oreal one more because I think the sponge is amazing. So, I don't know. They were just a little bit bitter, and people got really pissed about it. And I'm just like, people did say that it is true that they did, like, Real Techniques did kind of copy, like, their concept. And you can't say that Beauty Blender did not, like, make the, sponge a lot more mainstream in applying makeup because that's the only way I apply makeup. I would not know about beauty sponges if it wasn't for Beauty Blender because they were the first ones that came out with a sponge like that. But the way that they were saying it was a little bit snobby, like saying, "Oh, like we basically invented it." So that was like the thing that just bothered me. Okay, so now for the lips, I'm going to go in with my favorite go-to lip liner of the moment. I'm just going to use the Lime Crime Velveteen Lip Liner in the shade Angel. I'm going to line my lips with that. Yeah, I really don't know what we're going to eat today. Alright, I wanted to use a Bite Beauty lipstick today, but I kind of feel like I need a lighter tone nude. I feel like the nude I want to use is too brown. I'm like thinking about it. And I kind of want something like similar to the color of the lip liner. Like every time I wear this lip liner, I want like a similar color to it. Okay. So I want to use the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in the shade Honeycomb. Let me see if this is the color I want. Alright, that is more nude than I thought it was going to be. Do I like that? I don't know. I think it's so brown. Actually, that's really pretty. Yeah. So I know I didn't really show any of the like villain stuff that I got. I don't know. It's just like so brown to me. I don't know about this one. Hold on 1 second. Ugh. just wanted to use a Colourpop one today. You know what? We're just going to stick with this one. It really does not matter. It just comes off anyway after I eat, so just don't love this color with this. It's like too pinky toned. Let me see what else I can grab. Okay, so before I get into my lip color, I tried Colourpop's Layover. I wanted to also try Ariel, and nothing comes close to how perfect this shade is for this look. So this is the Disney Villains Colourpop lipstick in the shade Hades, and it just looks so good for this look. So I'm gonna use it again. That's perfect. That is what I was looking for. I wasn't going to use this again because I've used this twice this week already, and I used this yesterday, but I've been obsessed with this lip color ever since I've gotten it. Like, once I get a new Colourpop lipstick, I can't stop wearing it. I'm just so obsessed with, like, warm tone peachy nudes lately. And this is just a perfect warm peachy tone nude. It's so beautiful. I was like, let me use a Bite one. Yep, let me use the Layover one. This one is just perfect. Oh my god. This was the shade I was looking for. I was like, the other ones that I used were too brown based. I'm like, this one is perfect. And I was looking at my other lipsticks and I'm like, this is it. Yeah, that's definitely what I wanted. Alright, you guys, so this is pretty much the finished look. Let me just see if the blush looks okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So here are the eyes. I'm really obsessed with how they turned out. It's just such a pretty, like, peachy tone gold look. I've just been obsessed with these kind of looks lately. The cheeks, which that highlight is so stunning. I love the on the cusp highlight so much. And this is one of the most underrated highlights of Colourpop. I've talked about this like a million times. This highlight in here is so freaking stunning. The patted down highlighter, it's so intense. And it's definitely not patted down. It is intense. And it's so beautiful. And then this Hades lipstick, what can I say? I've been obsessed with this color. And I've used it every day this week. Like, at least 3 times this week already, and I'm obsessed with it, so I had to use it again. It's just so perfect for this look. Like, the other two is just, like, they're just too brown, and I've used those so many times that, like, I just wanted to go with this one. I know I've used it so many times, but I haven't used it on camera yet, so yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media, and I've been loving this mascara as well, so I love you guys. Bye!